Alright, we're doing a playback of the micro NASDAQ 950 tick chart, November 27th, the Friday. It's the last day of the specific week that we've been trading. I don't think I posted the Thursday video. Did I even record the Thursday video? I'm not so sure. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and go into this. That's a massive bar. It looks like that happened in a split second because that's 7:05 and that's still 7:05. So it's about 40 seconds of time that passed by between here and here. I loaded it at 7:10 a.m. just because. And yeah, it looks like a strong uptrend we got going on here. Something like that. We could assume a lot of people are looking to buy here somewhere, but at the same time, we're assuming a lot of people might be picking the top because we usually when you have an outbreak, people like to trade back into it. Yeah, so that could push in and people might try to sell this thing, try to reverse it, and that's where we would buy. We're doing a non-obvious on a swing low, first entry, second entry. That's our entry right there. We would enter at 25 and that's 3 points out. Only thing we have to worry about is the people who are chasing this market right here, this bar, but I don't think it will happen in that specific way. We could get a second entry here as well. Wow, that pushed up really high. This is still your signal bar, so technically everybody's still in it. Alright, and it pushes on up, leaving us one tick away from entering that trade. That's unfortunate. But very fortunate that at least we didn't lose a trade, right? But usually, statistically speaking, our first trader is usually a loser, so we'll see. So it was on 15 times. I didn't even notice. But yeah, the swing high, first entry, second entry on an obvious entry off a key entry point. So that's your first opportunity to enter, and you would short right there. And that would have been a fantastic trade right there at 8:30 using scuff trade, one ticker, easy. We just got filled on an order. A little off by a tick, I think it was. So it broke higher here, so our entrance should have been right here at 50. So we'll move everything up once. Like that, just to have everything fair. So nice. We bought here. The market likes to pick tops, especially after 8:30. So we have a swing high, first entry, second entry, and we just pulled out of this area. And people love to trade back into the range or to like the last high, or what they thought was the range. This was the last high, and we bounced there twice. And they like to trade back into it, assuming that we're going to come back to the other side. So going long there was a great trade, great opportunity for us. Nice. All right, I think after this strong push up, people are still trying to go along here. And yeah, even though we went long a different way. So now we might get an obvious. It's kind of a repeat pattern of what happened here, which is why I'm a little hesitant. But the fact that it's a repeat pattern is the reason why we want to take it, because a lot of the times it's like, oh, it can't happen again, and it happens again. It's that thing, you know. So we're gonna go ahead for an obvious one entry here. That's your swing high, first entry, second entry. Should be able to, yeah, we should be good on this guy. Only thing I'm worried about is a kind of a topping pattern. So let's find out together. I think a lot of people might enter here. Yeah, and this was congestion and a kind of a spike out of it. So we can assume a lot of people would be entering into this thing, trying to buy. I just got filled on the order, a little bit congested, but that's the trigger, or that's the signal bar right there. A little bit congested. I'm a little worried that the topping pattern. Did we? No, that's kind of cheap. I want to push it there. There we go. So the only thing I was worried about is the topping pattern. But the thing is that 90% of people were like, "Oh, let's go ahead against the people who are doing the topping pattern." So that's why that. What is wrong with my voice? Batman. They like to trade with overall trend and will continuously go against short-term trends and spikes. So that's a short-term short-term trend, especially since we've been on this huge, massive trend up. So they keep trying to push the market up, and yeah, got the scalp with the run up, with the run up. What am I doing? All right, let's do some quick math. So we trade 4 contracts times 7.5. If we were to scalp out 4 contracts on this 7.5 scalp, but we don't because we have a runner. But let's say we were to times 2 times a day. Our goal is 60. We got 77. So I'd say that's pretty good. Pretty good. So we just want 2 trades a day. That's it. I think that's enough to like live off of, especially once we start trading like the Nasdaq. I don't know when we'll actually switch to the Nasdaq, or if we'll ever get to 2 contracts at a micro Nasdaq, but I have faith we'll get there. I think we'll be like doing 6,000 contracts on the Nasdaq one day. But anyway, till then, like the dream is to do like 80 or even 4 times 7.5 times 2 times a day times 10 days a month. I'm missing something. Oh, that's the micro Nasdaq. So you do the same thing on this. That's 6,000. No, it's pretty good, right? 6,000 a month. That's a lot of money, dude. 4 contracts on the Nasdaq, just 2 trades a day, 2 to 3 days a week. It's not too shabby. Of course, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but once you get there, it's not too shabby. It's always going to be something that's super difficult to do, but I think it's worth it in the end for the amount of work compared in the future to like the amount of work you have to do versus how much you get ratio. But all the work goes in the first like 3 years of your trading career, so which is not a bad trade because people spend months and years in college and stuff, you know, in high school, just for a piece of paper that doesn't even guarantee you a job. I would say this is a little bit easier. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe yeah, maybe not. Well, we can't say anything because it's not successful in either one yet. So, all right, we were a little distracted. I think it pushed down first. Yeah, pushed down first, so we didn't have a new high there, so no trade there. All right, we had a swing high first entry, second entry. I would honestly short here. I think it might have got stopped out already. The reason I was short is because of the spike. Great second entry pullback. We could suspect a lot of people to go along here, but there might be some top picking. It could have been a head and shoulders, which people started shorting, maybe. So yeah, we would have got stopped out for sure. For sure. I wouldn't even do a non-obvious just because of the spike, and I thought everybody would go along there. But it looks like people were trying to do a head and shoulders here, and everybody tried to go short here, like a shoulder, head, shoulder. So as soon as people started seeing this, people started shorting, and that shot the market up there. Yeah. So head and shoulders is a real thing that people trade. Not necessarily what we trade. We trade human nature, emotions, and the way people trade and the way they trade. Mr. Anderson. I don't know where my mind just went. But yeah, a lot of people saw these head and shoulders, and that's why patterns work, because people trade patterns. So the more people trade patterns, the more it works. The less it works, actually, technically, that pattern, but patterns in general work because people trade it. If people bought and sold at random, the market would be completely random. But luckily, trends work out because people play off of trends. People buy and sell in specific ways accordingly. Anyway, this is not a lecture for that stuff. Non-obvious would have worked probably, but yeah, it looks like it was a head and shoulders, so we had to be careful of that. I was gonna add it into the notes, but it's just something we should keep in the back of our mind. We're gonna suspect a lot of people to short here because it still could be that shoulder. Enter the trade. Might bite us. Here it comes, friend. Alright. Looks like a ton of people were still going long. I don't know. I was going off the head and shoulders things. That was incorrect. Don't play the head and shoulders thing. Going long here. Because we just broke out of this resistance. And you could kind of see that resistance happening right here. And people like to trade back into that, so a ton of people might be selling. Only one way to find out, eh? Yeah, I'm Canadian. Eh? Nice. Nice, eh? We should be able to hit the target. Oh. Alright, nice. Oh no, we joined the top pickers. Stopped up. Alright, so it looks like there was a spike there. I thought that would have been a good trade. We had a spike here. I guess a ton of, oh. Essentially what we were saying here, people like to trade back into it when you break out of a specific range. So people were still trying to go short, and yeah, that's what pushed the market up. People are still trying to go short here. There's your first correction. So there could have been you could have went short here, but you would have got stuffed out. The reason you wouldn't want to go short there is because it's just a spike. And a ton of people are going to end up going short there because there's no correction. And so, yeah. You have to think about, hey, is that really the first opportunity, or is the market going to reverse? And so, of what other people are thinking, of course. So, in their head, it's like, it could be the first opportunity, or in their head, the market's going to reverse. And in this case, it was the market's going to reverse, and that's why everybody goes long. I mean, go short. Alright, this is where we would sell, because it's a good opportunity to buy. Alright, we just got filled on the order. Swing high, first entry, second entry. It did look like it was pushing on down, but I think a lot of people are going long here. We're on 4 times the speed. This was our signal bar. Technically, we broke lower and then broke higher, so we actually went entered and right there. Let's see what happens. We're gonna, oh, nice. We got the scalp. Let's see if we could get the runner. Pretty sure 8 times the speed, 10 times, 12, 15, I mean. Nice. Got the target as well. Alright, might have his second entry short here, but I'm not too sure if I want to actually take it. I'm considering it just because we've been on the strong uptrend and people are still trying to go long here. So that's why I'm a little like, let's go short. But we already went short here once for this entire like thing. I'm kind of just making that up on the spot. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. The only reason I'm taking this trade is because second entry worked here. I mean, because it occasionally works sometimes. But the overall, yeah, second entry works. The only time I'd be hesitant to take it, and here it works as well, is when there's an up and down, a lot of up and down. So like if you were to take it here, or you know, a lot of people enter in the same like second entry sort of thing. So, but I think we're okay going short here because people are still trying to go long on this thing. And it could have been a higher low that people went long on, which would be this signal bar right here. So a ton of people going long, and that could really push the market down. Okay, now I have a feeling a ton of people are going to go short here. Just because now it did a 2-legged move like this, and that's a good opportunity after a strong trend down. People like to also go against like the short-term trends, which technically this is the short-term trend, but this is also the short-term trend, and if you were trying to reverse this thing, so you would technically be going short here. So this one's going to be an interesting one. Let's see if we can figure it out together. It's a strong trend up, a ton of people trying to pick the tops. I think there might be enough shorts here, so let's go ahead and buy here. If we push on down, maybe on a non-obvious is what we would do. Yeah, I would do a non-obvious here. So our entry would be right there. We may not even get filled on this order. No, we'll short it. We'll short it. Just because I think going long is not the best option, because I think a lot of people are going long. We'll find out together, friends. Where this is 1 time speed, by the way. Oh god. God. Oh god. Did we get burned? Did we get burned? Did we get burned? Oh gosh, I think we got burned. Friends! Oh gosh. Come on. Yes. But yeah. Yes. So a lot of people were going long. The only thing I was worried about is that everybody saw the second entry short, but everybody's trying to outsmart the people who are going short, which is why going short was the best option here. Yeah. So everybody from 8:30 to 9:30, 11 o'clock, you got to think about these people are trying to outsmart the other person, and these people are trying to outsmart the people who are picking tops, so they will be going long, and that's why you will go short. And also you have that second entry short. People are trying to trap them, trying to go long while they go short, but everybody's thinking that, so now nobody's going short, and going short is actually the best option. The better way to have read this was that everybody was going to be shorting once that started to pull down. So as soon as that started to pull down, a ton of people started hopping on the same exact trade, and that pushed the market up. So you could have done a scuff trade there on a non-obvious. Yeah, you actually maybe not. You might have gotten stopped out. Yeah, because you never know how far those are going to pull back. So going short there was actually a pretty good option. Your entry would be right here, 24. You're 5 points out. Yeah, you would have been okay, but I think we were okay. All right, I want to sell here because there's a little bit of support here that people could be playing off of, and they still want to go long. So we can assume a lot of people are potentially trying to go long here, trying to fool the people who are going short. Only thing I'm worried about is these spikes right here. There could be people chasing that, as well as this, trying to push the market back down. I think we'll be okay though. We're gonna go for non-obvious. Still think there's people trying to push this market up. People like to trade back into the little ranges. Still debating on whether it's to be a 1 tick or non-obvious. I'm doing non-obvious. We could do a 1 tick. Oh, actually, no, I don't think we would have got it. Maybe I pushed down, then pushed up. The reason we're doing 1 tick, 8 times the speed, is because it's a spike. Only thing, yeah, and it's out of congestion, so people are going to be buying here. Nice. Let's go. So it set back just enough. So a ton of people went long there, which pushed the market back, and that's all we needed. Could have went short here. Alright, we want to buy here for 2 particular reasons, which is it's a strong downtrend, right, where you could suspect a lot of people going short, and it's also a little spike, so that will allow us to get into that 1 tick entry or an obvious entry and buy here as we trail. May not even trigger. We're 1 tick away from getting entered. Just got entered into the trade. Yep. Uh-oh. Didn't realize it was 11 o'clock. Dang. Alright, let's figure out what we did wrong here. So it looks like a lot of people went long there. Obviously. Probably because of that spike, and that spike as well. I pushed into 11 o'clock. I should have realized that. Let's see what 11 o'clock actually says. It says they trade against traders who trade against short-term trades. They pick tops on spikes, but they trade against people who pick tops. Trade using scuff trading. So strong downtrend. Honestly, I'm not too sure about this one, guys. They trade against short-term trades. That was a short-term trend. I guess it's not technically a trend, that's a spike, right? There was probably a ton of longs, maybe. Yeah, we could assume that there was probably a good amount of longs here. People going long. It's also that W shape, which is a double bottom technically, so we could have had a ton of people trying to go long right here. And that turned the market into the other direction. But after 11 a.m., it looks like people try to outsmart us, and we got burned. Looks like a lot of people were trying to outsmart the other person. We're going long here, trying to continue this trend. This guy. And actually, it would have worked on NASDAQ swing low, first entry. Second entry is right there, I believe. Yeah, that would have been your second entry. Interestingly enough. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I guess the best thing I could say is that people started going long here, and we became part of that. Yeah, people try to correct this, so going long there was probably not the best option. Yeah, but I would take that probably 8 times out of 10. We want to sell here because we could expect a lot of buys. Yeah, that's a strong push up off of a double bottom. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So going long there was a bad idea. We're joining all the people who are picking bottoms. That's unfortunate. It just left us no entry. Yeah, we could keep going and shorting this stuff on a 1 ticker actually because it's a spike. Good spike too. Just got filled on the order. Think we got this one pretty good because now people are trying to trade back into this like resistance or support area. Got the scalp just by a tick so far. No runner. Looks like we got that just by the tick. So that probably wouldn't have worked in real time because signal bars are different. Uh-oh. Hola! Hola! Habita! Oh, I see. Stella just woke up. It's Stella. Could have went long here. Stepped out. Or short. I think I would have gone short. Or maybe long. Yeah, because that's your first opportunity to catch on this short. Alright, a couple things here. We have a lot of support here, but it is a downtrend. You could kind of see that playing out. It might be a little bit wider actually. It might be a 2-tier channel. Haven't said those words in a while since max strategy. Let's see, we're bouncing off there. Could possibly bounce up right here and touch that, but that's not something we trade. So let's just delete that. Swing high first entry, second entry. We could suspect a lot of people trying to short here. Overall trend is down. Let's go ahead and do a sell on a non-obvious. So a scuff trade. Yeah. Let's see. 50, right? So right around there. Right around there. Just got into the trade. I'm a little worried about people's stops being right here and right here. That's what I'm worried about. It's 10x this. Nice, we got the scalp. So scuff trade was really good there because you had all this support, but we knew for a fact that if prices started pushing up here, people were going to start buying. And that's exactly what happened. People started buying. So taking that as a non-obvious instead of a second entry long or a second entry or just as an obvious. We didn't want to go for the obvious because it's not obvious unless it's with the trend. or if it's a spike, and in this case it was neither one, so non-obvious. And that actually makes perfect sense to do a non-obvious, because we have a ton of these bounces, and once people start seeing the prices go up this high, people are gonna start buying because of that support, and that pushed the market up. The reason why we didn't want to sell super duper obvious was because we had a strong downtrend and people were probably selling anyway. So a non-obvious would have been, it worked really well, as we can see. No run out. I would like to go long here just because I think people are still shorting, trying to short this downtrend. Only thing is that I don't want to join the people who are going long here. So that's why we're going to go ahead for a non-obvious. Hopefully this and usually non-obviouses don't work when it's like spikes, because once it starts going in a specific direction, it just keeps going in that direction. So we'll see how this goes. We may not even enter the trade. So in this case, it really did just turn into a one ticker, because that's a good strong move. Once prices start turning down here, they're really going to shoot down. So I think we could get at least a scalp out of this guy. Alright, we just got filled on the order. Swing low, first entry, second entry. Spike up. I think people are still trying to short this because of this strong downtrend that happened here before. And it became a bottoming pattern. And people like to outsmart those people who do that bottoming pattern. And it looks like we came to the tick, did we? Not yet, actually. There it is. Now, can we get the scalp? The runner. Looks like we should be able to. 20 times. Nice. So good read. Once again, we went for an obvious because of a spike. And we went for the long, even though it seems like a bottoming pattern. That it would be silly to be going long with all those people doing the bottoming pattern. However, we came from this strong downtrend, and the thing about bottoming patterns is that people like to outsmart the people who trade the bottoming pattern. So we got a lot of those people trying to outsmart them and just trying to short this thing still, especially after the downtrend. Yeah, and I think that was a good trade. Good trade. I'm not sure what happened. This happened before too. Market just stops right here at 1214. I think that happens also on the ES. Yeah. For some weird reason, I don't know. Thanksgiving? No. Market closed for something. I have no idea. But it looks like that's gonna be it for this trade. Last trade was right here. As you can see, market is moving. We could like 30x this, 500,000x this, and the market's not gonna move. Yeah, so that'll be it. Maybe it's something's wrong with the historical data, but then again, I also saw this on the ES when I was playing it back. Yeah. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. Ending the day with $133. That's fantastic. Never traded this day before, which is nice to get that crazy positive. Did get lucky at some points, one tick entries, stuff like that. To the tick entries, scalps. So yeah, so all that stuff was based on signal bars. If our signal bar was a little bit off, then we wouldn't have gotten that. But yeah, that'll be it for today. 28 minutes, not too bad. And yeah, good trades. I'm happy with this. Just wonder if the Nasdaq would have the same setups and stuff. Let's actually, we can't take a look. Well, we could compare side to side if we really wanted to. Let's just check one. Here's a swing low, first entry, second entry. We went long there, got stopped out actually. So, and here, oh yeah, that's the one we talked about, right? But then swing high, first entry, second entry, sold right here, first entry, second. Actually, let's see. No, we would not have gotten this. We would have not gotten this guy. We got lucky. See, this one, the one I said we got lucky. Buying that would have been the better option. Although you would not have known to buy there at all. That's a two-legged move. Actually, you could have based on those. Yeah, that was a tough one. But yeah, buying there was the best option. It looks like everybody was selling, obviously, so that's what pushed the market up. Second entry short there, that also happens there. Then we had that swing high, first entry, second entry, swing high, first entry, second entry on a non-obvious. That would have worked easy. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. 500 tick on the Nasdaq. Good trade, and that'll be it. peace out. Let's just make this video 30 minutes even. At least, what do we got on the side? We got Michael and Lily over here. Yeah, that'll be